Hi, it's Sydney from Sunshine and Strings, and in this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to make this cute little jack-o'-lantern alpha bracelet. So alpha bracelets are very different from normal bracelets actually because they have bass strings, as you can see. This pattern I think has 17 bass strings, and then that white string is what we call a lead string. So how you make alpha bracelets is you take the lead string and you just knot it over all the bass strings. The bass strings are never seen except for the ties, and they just kind of sit there. This is my lead string. I have it on a little card, and as you can see, the orange, black, and green are the other colors of lead strings. And today I'm going to show you how to make these little pumpkins and how to switch out your colors of your lead strings so you can make alpha bracelets. So the patterns for alpha bracelets look very different, but this is the pattern number and who made it. This is how many strings there are. There's 18, and there are 4 colors. So there's 17 bass strings and 1 lead string for a total of 18 strings. So as you can see, the patterns for alpha bracelets look really different, and there's basically 2 lines. So there's a line of arrows that go to the right and a line of arrows that go to the left. You're only using forward and backward knots, so it's pretty simple. We're going to start with our white lead string, and we're going to make backward knots because that is what the arrows to the left mean. So to do that, you're going to make a backwards 4 shape and pull it through, just like you would normally, but instead of the end of a string, I'm using a card with it wrapped all around it, so it makes it really easy. You just pull it through and pull it up. Pretty simple, just a standard backwards knot. As you can see right there, we're doing this little row of white right now. So a backwards 4 knot, and then you pull it through and pull it up really tight. So you're going to keep making backwards knots, and then as you could see in the pattern there, we're going to need to make some black knots soon too, but we're just going to make white knots, and then I'll show you how to switch out the colors. So now that we've made all of our backward knots, we are going to make knots with the black now. So here's how you switch out the lead strings. You're going to take your black from behind, and you're going to make half of a backwards knot. So a backwards 4, and then you pull it through and pull it up really tight. And then you're going to stop. You're going to put your black string up there, take your white string, and put it across the black knot you just made. So your white string is in the middle of your backwards knot. And then you're going to make the other half of your backwards knot with the black string. Pull it tight and up. And what that did is it brought the white string in the middle of the backwards knot. Then you're going to take your white string, put it behind all the other bass strings, pull it tight, and now you can start making knots with your black string. So what that did is it basically secured the white string in place so you could use your black string. And this makes it so the bracelet is all flat. There's another way to switch strings, but it makes it really bumpy, and this just is a lot neater and easier in my opinion. So now we have to make 4 backward knots with the black. Here's our last one. So backwards 4, pull it through, and pull it up. So this is the second pumpkin. As you can see from that pattern right there, they all have different faces, which is really cute. So now you're going to take your white string and pull it back, and we're going to switch it out again. So you're going to make half of a backwards knot with your white string and pull it up. And this time you're going to take your black string all the way across. So the black string is in the middle of the white knot. And now you're going to do the other half of the backwards knot with your white string. So a backwards 4, pull it up and through. So we just put the black string in the middle of the white knot, and now we're gonna pull it around back to the side. We do this just so that it doesn't get in the way. And now I'm gonna finish off the row of backward knots with the white string and go all the way to the end. Now, see how this has really straight edges? The edges are really straight and crisp, So instead of just making 2 backwards knots and then 2 forwards knots, we're actually going to make 1/2 of a backwards knot and then 1/2 of a forward knot. So we just did a backwards forward knot right there. And now we're going to do it again. So 1/2 a backward knot and 1/2 of a forward knot. So we just did 2 backward forward knots on the same bass string. And now we're making forward knots to the right with the white string. And we need to switch it out with the black string again. So I'm going to bring it forward. And this time you're going to do 1/2 of a forward knot by making a 4 and pulling the black string through the center. And then you're going to take your white string and cross it over, and then do the other 1/2 of the forward knot with the black string. Pull it up and tight, and yeah, we just switched out the strings. Now we're going to take the white string and put it behind all the other bass strings. Now we are going to pull it tight, and we're going to make another forward knot with the black string. This is the outline of our next little jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our orange string. This is our first time we're using it. We're going to pull it behind and make 1/2 of a forwards knot. So now we're switching out the strings again so that our orange can be our lead string. And then you're going to take your black string, pull it across, and do the other 1/2 of the forwards knot with the orange string. We just are securing the black string in the middle of the orange forward knot. And then you're going to tuck the black string behind all of your other bass strings. Mine got a little loose, so I was winding it up again. Tuck it behind, pull it tight, and we're going to make the rest of our orange forward knots. And now it's time to switch it out to black again. So you're going to bring it behind, do 1/2 of a forwards knot, which is making a 4, pulling it through the middle of the 4, pull it straight, and then up. Now we're going to bring our orange string across and finish off the forward knot with the black string. Pretty simple. And then you know what to do next. Tuck the orange string behind all of the other bass strings. So I sped it up a little bit, and now I'm going to show you how to switch out your lead strings when you're at the edge of your bracelet. So I'm making a backwards knot with the black. I'm taking the orange string across and finishing the other 1/2 of the backwards knot with the black. And now I'm going to tuck the orange string under, and now we need to change it to white just for the very edge. So what we're going to do is different. So this time you're going to take the black string across. So it's across like that. And you're going to bring your white string in front of both the black string and the edge bass string. And you're going to make 1/2 of a backwards knot. So this is instead of putting the black through the knot, because otherwise it would stick out on the edge. Now we're going to make 1/2 of a forwards knot. Put it through the 4 and pull it up. So that's just how we're going to switch it out on the edge. And now we're going to make another backwards forward knot with the white on the edge bass string. So that is how you switch out your lead strings on the edge of your bracelet. And now all you need to do is take your black string, make 1/2 of a forwards knot on your next lead string, 4, pull it through, and then pull it up, and then just your standard color switch, bring the white string across, and do the other 1/2 of your forward knot. And that's it. It's pretty simple and fairly straightforward. The pattern does not say to do that, but that is how I found to make it nice and flat and have straight edges. Now I'm just finishing up this second jack-o'-lantern. And yeah, that is pretty much the end of this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you learned something from this. Here's what the finished bracelet looks like. I know there was 5 jack-o'-lanterns in the pattern, but I only had enough string to do 4. They all have these cute little faces that I just think are so cute, and they turned out really good in my opinion. So I made twisted ties at either end with the base strings, and here is what the back looks like. It looks like weird little zigzags, and I actually think the back of this bracelet turned out pretty neat. So yeah, I have a tutorial on twisted ties on my Pinterest if you want to go check that out. Put any questions you have in the comments and I'll try to respond to all of them. Let me know if you also want a tutorial on how I made the triangle ends for this bracelet. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week with another tutorial. Bye!